Welcome to this Zentangle Quickie. My name is Heather Hartwick Gladden. I'm a certified Zentangle teacher, and today we're going to take a look at the tangle Lilypads from CZT Margaret Bremner. Oh, this one has been around for a while, and my eyeballs just found it again. Really, really neat. Okay, it's essentially a free form. That's what I like to call it. I'm trying to think. I'm sure I heard somebody else call it that first. And it starts with, well, let me just do it. It's kind of a C shape, but connected at both ends, but not an orb. So we're going to do this, starting up here. And what I did on my version of the step outs is I drew it like this far, just because thinking of where I have, being someone that, couldn't draw, and I didn't see things through the eyes of Zentangle and the elemental strokes. So I started it this way, and then that way you can just continue it on. Do it in one stroke is fine. Like that. It kind of looks like a heart, doesn't it? It's not really, but because they can take other shapes. And, let me just, I'm going to do it just like the step out shows. So from here, and there's probably a bunch of ways that you can do this. What I decided to do was, well, it could be two things. One, you could take this line all the way up, and then, so I'm going from either side, so that way you can get a little bit of a curve. On my version of this step out, you'll notice, well, don't look real close. No. Some of my lines were a little curvy, some were a little straight. It didn't matter. All of them are coming from this point here. And at some point, it's going to end up kind of straight. So that's why I drew that. And then we can just do like this. One thing I found, okay, and then the other side, we're going to do the same thing. Sorry, it's bouncing all over the place. I'm going to start this way, just to get a little bit of curve in there. It makes it a little interesting. What I found, this is another it just doesn't matter type of moment, meaning it doesn't matter how your lines are. Don't worry about it. Like, I see this big gap over here. Well, I'm going to fix it anyway. Things like that, of course. But it really doesn't need to be neat or anything, because when you're all done, it's going to look amazing. All right, then just add them however you wish to add them. And I'm going to hollow bow some underneath here. And my challenge, I want to have them coming at different angles so it doesn't look contrived. And that's just my brain and how it becomes maddening sometimes. Okay, let's do another upside down one here. And then sometimes we just have it meet from the other side. Oh, let's see. Maybe let's not put one. Well, just real close. How's that? And okay, one this way. Sure. Whoops. I'm so sorry. As I'm trying to get up here and I whack it got kind of stuck on the camera here. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I should put one more in. Okay. We'll stick one over here. All right. And same thing as we did here. We're just going to pick one and start. And sometimes too, so this one I did that center line right away. You don't have to do that. That's just one thought that I was having on it. But let's just see. Because then as you're going around, you can kind of straighten it up. And then, like I said, I was getting about halfway and then realized, I was getting more than halfway. It is just now that I'm like, when I get about halfway, I should start it from the other side. Because it is, I don't know, it gives it a little extra something if you can get that this little bit of a curve in here. Yeah, and let's move it this. Hold on. That's better. And what's neat about it, for me, this is another one of the, oh, it looks like a hot mess. And then once you're done and everything is done, it's like, oh, that doesn't look so bad. What was I thinking? And I like these kind because it's a kind of a test for me to, work at not having my brain think those things, or just to learn how to work at, I should say, getting it to be quiet. Trust the process. It's, just wait till it's all done. Because when we're doing things, we get so micro-focused, my opinion, on what we're doing that it's hard to sometimes see. All right. As I'm doing this is a nice one that you could lose yourself in. And that's always, that helps with the mindfulness, meditative part of Zentangle. Are these ones like this that it's like, oh, I don't have to think about anything. And, you can place them willy-nilly wherever you want. And we will be filling in the little gaps, just to let you know. All right. As I'm finishing these up, if you are enjoying this, because these tangles like this, where you can just keep going, it's a good idea every once in a while, stretch your hands, stretch your fingers to loosen up that, if you get the death grip on the pen, good to, just take a minute and stop, take a breath, all of that kind of thing. And while you're doing that, if you happen to do that now, and click the like button, if you're enjoying it, if you like it enough to see more, would love to have you be a subscriber to the channel. As I'm doing this, I want to mention the stuff that I usually put at the end. In the description section, you will find the links to the step outs. And can I hit it one more time? Sorry. One of the reasons that I make sure to put in the description section a link to the creator of the Tangle is so that way you can see it from their hand. And so take a look at CZT Margaret Bremner's blog and take a look at that. And she does some nice samples with it, with using it with some other tangles. And it's just really, really nice. Okay. Now, as I mentioned, the little gaps, of course, we're going to fill those in. And up to you, because I have this part. Well, yeah, that's not really open. This is the only little part that was closed. But as I was looking at Margaret's, I'm like, I'm going to just do like ginormous rounding like this. And we fill it in with the graphic one here. Actually, I could do that whole line with the graphic one. I think. I might not, though. Yeah, because if I do it with the graphic one, it's going to leave a big space that's not going to necessarily fill in. So like here, I can do takeoff and land coming out of one line and going into the other. That's not going to work with the other. And let's just do that. We'll close this off over here. And of course, depending on what you've done, oh, wait, let's see. Like here, these kind of little gaps, you could fill that in. You could, designate a well, let me take that back. I'm thinking like 12 different things in my head. If you're doing this in a traditional Zentangle style where you're filling in a section, you could take the fill in all the way to the sides. But if you're doing something like this where it's like, yeah, it's just kind of there and there's not, there's no framework around it like a string or string lines, then you could do like I'm doing, and I'm just adding some rounding in on these edges. Or you could say, well, I'm going to make a box or something and fill it in that way. All right. And notice how neat it pops. We do this with a lot of tangles, right? Like tipple and print humps. And it's just, I think it's rather cool. And then too, because we're filling something in solid, you could redefine some things if you need to. I mean, just be careful. And then I know when I have several places where I've gone past, although it's here that the shading will take care of that one. But where I've gone past the line, then it's like, well, this will just take care of that. I don't need to worry about it. Neatens it all up and makes it look cool. All right, and then, like I said, we'll add some shading. This one, the pencil does a nice job of shading where all of the lines are gathered like that. You can, and I don't know, maybe I will, I'm not sure, add some graphite to there just to accentuate it. But let's see. First thing I want to do, though, is where things overlap. Or where we have the, where we're hollow bowing underneath. So like there, here. And I wanted to do this first because I think it's, I don't know if I want to say more important, but it's important. It gives it such neat depth. And then we'll see how much room we have. Because that's what we don't want, is the graphite remorse, right? Yeah, that just, popped some of those up. So let's do that. We'll add a little extra. Start with the center one because there's no graphite around. Oh, but look at that. That just helps that center section. And I would just recommend, depending on the type of paper you're using, be careful. Because if it's, I know on these Zentangle tiles, if it is not nice and dry, it can pick up the ink. It'll kind of, pick up the paper like, what's the right word? Kind of like pilling on a sweater or on some fabric. It's kind of like that. It just picks it up. Oh, I like that. That just added a lot more depth to that. Really cool. Well, again, I hope you've enjoyed it. Just really, really neat. All right. Again, please click the like, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and feel free to leave comments. I appreciate any and all of those activities as it helps to, the algorithms to promote the channel. I mentioned the description section, so check that out for the links to the step outs. And then also below that, you will find my link tree. So if you do enjoy this and you'd like to connect, all of my social media is there. There are links so you can follow me for when I get classes posted. I do teach on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Thursdays are all free. It's called Tangle Time. everything I do it 2 times a day. I started doing it a long time ago, and it's just like, and it just stuck, and I didn't want to change it. So that's what I do, 11 a.m. and 7 p.m. Tuesdays and Thursdays. Like I said, Thursdays is free. Tuesdays, there is one free Tuesday. That is the 3rd Tuesday of the month. That is Tough Tangle Tuesday. And then the other ones have a fee, or like the first Tuesday of every month is exclusive for my Tangle Addicts subscription club members. So all of the information is there on the link tree for your perusal. And let me highlight one additional thing. We have a Tangle Addicts community on Facebook. So if you'd like to join us there, we have a great group of people. So click the link and answer the 4 questions. And then as soon as I see that, we will let you in. All right. So with that, thank you so much for watching, and I wish you happy tangling.